all! Paul79 here, I hope you're safe and well. Welcome to part 4 of my home EV build on this car here, which is a Porsche Boxster, and it's also going to be a GT3 RS replica that I'm making electric. Now on today's episode, I plan to do the last major strip down part of the car as I get it ready to be electric, and that is the removal of the fuel tank. I've also been doing some other bits on the rear of the car. Basically I've taken all the running gear off, cleaned it all up, painted it and put it back so you can see how I've got on there. But yeah, the bulk of today's episode is me removing the fuel tank and all the bits of the car you need to take off in order to get that thing out. And yeah, I think it's going to be a toughie. Anyway, let's see how I got on. See you later, bye! Okay, so I've started cleaning up the whole rear running gear. I've completely taken it all off, and underneath I've given it all, and I've cleaned it, removed some of the sound deadening material on the engine bay, and given it all a lovely coat of black, satin black paint. So yeah, it's it all looks a lot nice and clean and new, because that's how I like it. So yeah, all clean on the all nice and black on the inside. Ready for my battery boxes. And here we have a lot of the running gear that I've taken off. I've cleaned it all up, jet washed it, wire brushed it in places, and then given it all a lovely coat of black. That'll look all lovely when it's back on the car. My drive shafts, they weren't too bad in the end. So everything is pretty much been put back apart from the anti-roll bar. So now yeah, we've got coilovers on the rear, so that's all lovely and black and lined up, and I've put pretty much everything back. I don't think I need to take it off again, but yeah, everything's painted, hubs. These I've just put in place. These will need to come off again, these braces, these long braces, because the motor subframe bolts underneath that, and then they go back on top underneath that as well. But yeah, everything's nice and black on the inside. So the next job is petrol tank. Okay, apologies for the flashing light, but so I'm under the front wheels of the car now, so that's the rear. And the petrol tank, I believe, is this thing here. All right. So here is the front subframe. All right. You see, there's the front wheels. Yeah. That's the front subframe. So I think to get this petrol tank out, I need to take off these braces, and you can see it's got these straps to hold the tank in place. You see those big that nut there. Above this is the famous crossover pipes. I might have to renew them anyways, but it'll probably be a lot easier with the tank not there. So just have to play it by ear. And then they're the fuel lines that run all the way up to the back of the car to feed the engine, so I can get rid of all of them. And we just take it from there. So I undone those couple of braces and that strap, and that just removed the cover. So I had a feeling it was going to be a bigger job than I first thought. So I think the whole front end has to come off, which, to be honest with you, I don't mind doing, because it's absolutely messy under there and filthy. So it'd be nice to clean everything up, bit like what I've done with the back. So that's what I'm going to do. Right, see you in a bit. Bye. So before I start dropping the front end, I've done a couple of other bits. So you need to disconnect the fuel pump and all this sort of jazz here. Now that's located under the battery. So take the battery out, and then there is a tray that the battery sits on. So you undo that, it's just 4 bolts. That's the tray. That's the tray. So you take that out, and then we've got access to that. Also the filler neck I've just pulled out. I've just undone the bracket, giving it a wiggle. It goes in this hole here like that and goes into the tank. So that just comes out. Won't be needing that. So now I'm just going to disconnect this stuff, and then hopefully we can start getting the tank out. Okay, so I've undone the subframe. It's 4 bolts each side, and I've got it supported with my table at the end there. But in order to get it out, also we need to remove the crossover pipes. You see the coolant pipes there? You can see here the tank goes, they're basically in the way, so they need to come out. It's all just bolted along here, so hopefully we can just get it out in one big long piece. Don't think these ones, the returns here, need to come out. But yeah, more things to clean up. Okay, so those big coolant pipes are now out of the way, so that is all clear. Drain more coolant out. So the tank is starting to shift, but I've noticed there is a couple of extra straps. Let me get my torch. Oops. You see there, just to the right of the head of the torch, you see in the picture, there's bolts there. So that's the strap that's sort of holding the top of the tank. So need to get them off. Okay, the tank is out. So extra things I needed to do. So I disconnected these power steering lines that were connected here. I disconnected the steering column from the steering rack. You see that there. And in the end, disconnected these pipes from the radiator because that allowed the whole front end to drop. Had to be a bit careful, and it was a bit annoying because I've got my trolley, but I couldn't have the trolley too far in to drop everything because I thought the tank would get in the way. However, upon reflection, it's probably better to have the trolley completely supporting the subframe and just drop the whole thing. I've got the suspension struts supported here, so I was just gradually upping the car, lowering the trolley, etc, etc. And yeah, you've got to disconnect basically all of that really to get this tank out, because you can see it's a funny shape, right? And all of these extra bits, they get caught on things. So on that side it was getting caught on where the steering column attaches to the rack, etc, etc. But yeah, I think if I'm doing it again, I would just completely drop the subframe and do it like this and just lower the tank with it, as opposed to trying to pull the tank out. But yeah, all good. So here's just a view from the other side. So just going to get the tank out now. There's probably a bit of petrol in it. I'm going to replace these with coilovers anyway, so they should come out now. And just leave this on the floor and basically give it all a good clean up. It makes my crossover, if I'm going to change the crossover pipes, which I'm not sure I'll bother, but these pipes that go into the rads up here, I get new ones of these because these need extending anyway. These radiators have been moved forward, but not forward enough, I don't think. So I'm going to have to move them forward anyway. With all this stuff out of the way, it's going to make that job a lot easier. Now that's the moving forward of the radiators because it's a GT3 RS, not a Boxster. It's just to make way for the big wheels. But yeah, there's a big, let's lift this up. Yeah, so there's a big hole now. That's where the fuel tank was. So that can be used to house my the air ride tank, I think, because normally I put that in the boot. But yeah, you've got a lovely big space now here. I mean, to be honest with you, you could probably put batteries in there, but oh well. It's probably easier to have the batteries in the front. Anyhow, see you later. Okay, it's the end of another very long day, but it's been very successful. I'm celebrating by tidying up my garage because removing that fuel tank was probably the last big sort of stripped down job I needed to do. So the front end's off completely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean that all up, paint it, and yeah, then reinstall it. But yeah, so I just need to yeah, put the front end back on. I've got brakes to put on, etc, etc. So my rear subframe is on order from Drift Moto, and the boxes and everything. So we've got a nice sort of blank canvas to start from. I'm also going to repair my floor tomorrow because it's a bit worse for wear. So there you are, gang, that's all done. I'm really happy. I've got a lot done over these past couple of weeks. I never thought I would have got this far in terms of stripping out the major components, but yeah, I'm really pleased, and I'm really happy because I've been really enjoying it as I'm going along. Maybe ask me in 6 months when I'm trying to wire up all these batteries, but anyway. So take care of yourselves, look after each other, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.